Chapter 16. I have 5 baseball books open on the long black table. Walt is checking his phone. He does this day and night, and probably while he sleeps. I've been reading about what it means to be a winner. Everyone seems to agree on this. You've got to think like one to be one. You've got to let it fill your head. But is winning really everything? If you can only be satisfied when you win, I'm not sure you'll be a good ball player. Walt is typing away on his computer. SARB is on the table going around in a circle. What makes people good at baseball, Walt? His eyes don't leave the screen. Skill. Actually, that's deeper than it sounds. I want to help this team, I say. You've got to do the drills. Focus on the fundamentals. Catching, throwing, pitching, hitting, over and over, he says. That makes sense. Take pitchers. Walt pushes back from the screen. Sometimes they think the whole game's on their backs. In some ways it is. But they don't take their time to throw. They don't play the psych-out game they should to get the batter nervous. I'm taking notes. That's good, Walt. Walt gets that baseball is life look in his eyes. He's talking to me, but in his head, he's back in high school playing ball. When you're out there, Jer, and you smell the grass and you feel the ball in your hand, you hear the crack of the bat, you feel your legs pumping to get around the bases, your heart is pounding and they're cheering, and you slide into home. You don't even think about it. You just slide because that's what makes the play. You do it. You do what makes the play. Okay, I say, that's good. He leans back. You're going to help them, huh? Yeah, I say. Walt nods. Remember, take it easy at first. Change one thing at a time. That's what people can handle. Is it like that with robots, I ask? They're programmed. They do what they're told. He sighs. Unless there's a bug in the system. He throws Sarb on the floor. Sarb goes backward. No, 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 Walt says. I have to miss the first 2 periods of school because I have an appointment with my new cardiology team. Walt and I are sitting in Dugan's office. Walt drops his phone when she walks in. You do that a lot, she mentions. Walt mutters, sorry. 2 men in white coats follow her, Dr. Paul and Dr. Bonanno. We're very encouraged about your blood work, Jeremiah, and your monitor readings are pretty good considering. We're going to make a small adjustment in your medication that will make you feel better. But first, I want to do a biopsy. Dr. Bonanno will handle that. I've had a lot of those, especially the first year after my transplant. It's how they double check to see if there are any signs your body is rejecting the new heart. Believe me, I want to keep this heart. Low blood pressure can zap energy, she says. I know that. I've gotten used to being tired, I think to myself. Dr. Dugan closes the folder and leans forward. I can see her freckles in her blue eyes. She says to me, so now, tests and numbers aside, how are you doing? I want to play baseball. Me too, says Dr. Paul. Center field for the Yankees. Everyone laughs. Dr. Dugan looks at me and waits. I raise my right hand that's holding the baseball. I know I can't, but I want to. You're carrying a baseball around with you, she asks. I slept with it, actually. I kept rolling over on it and waking up, but that's not the point, I think to myself. It helps me. That's the point. Are you playing? She asks. No. Can you play catch? I look to Walt, who says, we used to. We haven't done that for... I sit up straight. I can play catch. And if you miss the ball, Dr. Dugan says, how do you get it? I know this is a trick question. The normal answer is I run after it, scoop it up, do a hop and a skip, and a fierce throw to Walt using everything I've got. I don't say that. I walk slowly like a snail, pick it up, walk slowly back, and throw it to Walt. She laughs. Walt does too, and drops his phone. Dr. Dugan writes something on a pad and hands it to me. Give this to the principal at your school. Doctor's orders. I look at the prescription. It says, please allow Jeremiah Lopper to carry his baseball around school. It's for physical therapy. Sarah M. Dugan, MD. She stands up. Jeremiah, you have the kind of vision that gives you great energy for living. I don't want to hold you back, but there are limitations to your life right now. Listen to me. When you're tired, don't ignore it. Cut back. Walt looks at me. I will, I tell her. She smiles. But I feel very strongly that the 2 of you need to start playing catch. I want to play catch immediately, but I have to go to school. I walk into Hillcrest Middle School holding the ball in the 2-seam fastball grip. I hand Mr. Hazard the note from Dr. Dugan. I need to hold this in school, sir. It won't interfere with my work, I promise. Mr. Hazard looks at the baseball, at the note. It's a big thing for me, sir. All right, Jeremiah, he says. I walk past Sky and Logo, toss my ball up in the air, catch it, and keep walking. See you later, Jeremiah. Later, I say. I hold it in my left hand during my civilization class because I have to take notes. Mr. Aronson is telling us about lies, deception, and intense treachery in ancient Greece. Mythology is full of nastiness, he says. Gods using their powers to get whatever they want, no matter the cost. A friend of Franny's raises her hand. Did they have steroids back then? The class laughs. Actually, they sort of did. They had their own form of PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. Athletes would eat things that we would find disturbing because it enhanced performance. Winning at all costs was valued by their society. He takes off his glasses and looks at us. Is it valued in our society? That gets us going. Lots of hands go up, mine included. At the end of the class, we take a vote. Are cheating, lying, and breaking laws to win acceptable in America? 7 people say it's acceptable. 3 people say they're unsure. 16 say not acceptable. Mr. Aronson puts our results on the wall outside his classroom. He says, the 6th graders of ancient civilization class have spoken. Will anyone listen, I wonder?